Assalamu alaikum, sir. On this occasion of Africa Day, we reflect on the resilience, unity and progress of African continent. It is also very timely to recognize Africa's growing global importance and to explore how countries like Pakistan can deepen their engagement in mutually beneficial ways. To help us understand, I would like to ask you how Africa Day holds great historical and symbolic importance. It is all, in your view, what is the significance of this day and why is it relevant in global context?
Thank you very much, Anna, for inviting me and talking to me about Africa. Africa as a continent has been long under colonial rule. We know that in the 19th century there was a scramble for Africa. A conference was held in Berlin in which the colonial empires, the European colonial empires, decided how to carve up Africa amongst themselves. And ever since that time, they have been not only ruling Africa, they have been indulging in various kinds of trades, which also includes the slave trade. We know a lot of Africans were sold off as slaves, not only by the Europeans, but before them by the Arabs also. So Africa, we know that in the 20th century, when the colonial system was breaking down, Africa also gained independence in the 40s, 50s and 60s. And it was a very exciting time. In those times, Pakistan really reached out to Africa. Pakistan helped many countries in their struggle for independence. Pakistan gave some of the African leaders in North Africa, particularly their diplomatic passports, and rendered all kind of possible help to them. And it was a difficult time for Pakistan too, because Pakistan had also only recently become independent. But over time, Pakistan got so busy with its own internal problems that it lost interest in Africa. And the book that is lying just next to it, Ties That Bind, is a collection of ideas, a collection of thoughts, which not only trace back the history of Pakistan's relationship with African nations, but also how we can improve upon it. Africa is a very happening place. It is emerging on the world map as not only a reservoir of mineral wealth, but also a place where still many of the world powers would like to have their footprint. So it's also important for Pakistan to engage with Africa in a very meaningful way.
You have very rightly pointed out that Pakistan-Africa relationships have very considerable potential, but they have been underexplored in mainstream and policy discourse. In your view, what are the main areas of engagement for Pakistan?
So first and foremost, the bilateral ties or multilateral ties of countries or countries are based on their own national interests. Pakistan's national interest is that it should explore new markets. We have markets in Europe. We have the European Union as our largest trading partner, and also the United States of America. But we know that these are markets which are saturated. Africa is not saturated. Africa is open to ideas. Africa is open to commodities, and we can buy things from Africa. We can sell them our goods. So it's a huge market. It's a large market. It's an area which is beneficial for both Africa as well as Pakistan.
Exactly. This is very right. Africa has been a focal point of international interest, especially when it is being said China is creating a large space in Africa, and also US is showing great interest in African markets economically and as well as diplomatically. If we think about in this shifting landscape, if we think about Pakistan, what should Pakistan do on the policy level to formally engage with Africa?
That's a very good question, Anam. We know that Pakistan has had a large footprint in Africa with respect to the UN peacekeeping operations. Pakistan is one of the largest contributors of UN peacekeeping, and Pakistan has been sending troops there, and it has been mentioned in this book as well. So with the peacekeepers there, we have been able to develop a lot of goodwill among the people. We need to develop on that, because peacekeeping is only a passing phenomenon. As Africa becomes more stable, as conflict ends in Africa, then there will be more stability, and we need to move into other areas. Once upon a time, we used to engage in educational cooperation. We used to send our teachers over there. We used to invite a lot of students from Africa. These areas need to be reinvigorated. Then there is the possibility of tourism. Africa is a very diverse continent. There are many places that you can see. There is a lot of wildlife over there. Similarly, Pakistan is home to one of the tallest peaks in the world, so the Africans can be invited over here. There are other areas where you can develop ties, and that includes exchange of thoughts, exchange of ideas, exchange of culture, exchange of youth. There's so many areas where you can cooperate, and Africa is a place which is literally begging out to be recognized and understood for its great potential.
So how do you see the future of Pakistan-Africa relationship 10 years ahead, or 20 years ahead, or 30 years ahead?
I see a great future. We have recently opened 4 embassies in the African continent, 4 new embassies. And recently, Rwanda has also opened its mission in Pakistan. So this is a good development. Pakistan is also having very good relations with, for example, countries like Ethiopia and Eritrea and other places. So I see a great future. The only thing is consistency in our policies. Our foreign policy, our economic policies should not just be Europe-centric or America-centric. We should now look towards Africa, among other places. I think there's a huge potential over there for marketing our goods and developing good relationship, good solid relationship, unbiased relationship. There are no biases in Africa at the moment, whereas the Europeans or Americans may have very strong biases. Africans don't have any biases against Pakistan.
Sir, as you have very valuable insights in Pakistan and Africa diplomatic, economic, military and historical connections, you have your recent work. Can you please introduce it and give your views on what should reader get into it?
Again, a very pertinent question. We need to showcase this book because this is the first deliberate effort at policy level to tell various areas of Africa, North Africa, South Africa, East, West Africa, Central Africa. And the scholars have researched any ties that we have had to these regions. If we haven't had any ties, even that has been pointed out. And very pertinent suggestions and recommendations have been made in this book. So I would really like not only our line ministries, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Economic Affairs, but also our African missions which have their presence in Islamabad or in the nearby countries to read this book. They will certainly provide them good pointers. I would like our chambers of commerce to read these books. I would like the African chambers of commerce to read this book. It's a very good book for starters, I would say. We'll have more additions to it, God willing, inshallah.
So when we talk about policy level discussion in Pakistan, we already know that we have Engage Africa Policy Initiative, and before that we had Look Africa Policy Initiative. How do you see the effectiveness of these policies, and do you think we should make any revisions or suggestions about that policy?
I think we should have a proper short-term and long-term plan for developing or improving our relations with Africa. I think a lot of work has already gone, and we, as I mentioned earlier, we have opened 4 new embassies in the African continent. We can consider opening more embassies or consulates or interest sections in areas where we don't have any presence. We should organize more trade shows. Already trade shows do take place. Africa is not a poor country. Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world if we consider the GDP. And many African countries are now showing more assertiveness. Africans are also very fond of sports. So this is one area where we can market our sports court. We know Sialkot is home to the world's best footballs. So these kind of policy initiatives can become part of the overall framework, but these should be very tangible objectives that we should keep in mind in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. What kind of engagement we want to have with Africa? In next 10 years, what kind of engagement we want to have with Africa? For example, in this last war with India, which lasted just 4 days, at the end of it, we have decided to send leaders to sensitize the world about our point of view. So we should also consider sending more people to Africa or having more stopovers in Africa, not just only in Europe or more advanced countries of the world. So because you see in the United Nations there are 193 members, and when you vote in the General Assembly, each vote counts. Before India attacked us, we reached out to many African countries, and I think that paid off. So we should build up a larger reservoir of sympathy in Africa. So this can be one of the policy initiatives.